We are almost at the finish line for the Faust series, and I am guaranteeing that I'm going to finish it. So here we are with issue 9 of Faust. I have a playlist of the other Faust videos, all the other issues up to 9, if you're interested or if this is your first video. But I just kind of wanted to take a look here at this issue and kind of just give some more commentary on it, what I think of this great, just amazingly drawn comic book. So I love this front cover because it has this flap that you can lift. And when you open it up, you see this great Tim Vigil painting. Just amazing paint. A lot of reds in there. So we open up here with a great splash page with some really interesting perspective going on there. I love the way he draws the folds there. I mean, he draws everything great, but those folds and those in that jacket are just absolutely insane. I love this top-down perspective, and I love the way he draws these cars. Very simple boxes. You can tell he focuses all of his time on figures. I also love this panel right here. The nose. It looks. The thing about this about Tim Vigil's art is sometimes he'll draw things that look very amateurish, but they're actually really great. And this nose is clearly being, that bottom of that nose is clearly being covered by those hands, but those hands are just great. I love those hands. I love how he has like the bones kind of going in there. Very chunky bones in the hand. And the amount of detail going on in the background and just great stuff. A lot of screen tone and just looks great. I love I mean, even that room looks great with and look at the drapes there. Just man, great stuff. I also love his use of like foreground, background, midground kind of stuff. He understands both parts of the perspective beautifully. So our guy comes in. I don't know if he tries to kill him or what. I actually haven't read this one. I've looked through it. I look at the art more so than I read the story, but yeah, just some brutal shit here. I love that great gore too. Of the face, hand going in. Great composition, by the way. Awesome composition. Man, some great panels here. I mean, you can definitely tell that Tim Vigil was, very obsessed with making these panels look as good as possible. I mean, this is a guy who really, really not only did the research on the craft extensively, I mean, to levels of nauseum, but also just put everything he possibly had on the page. It's unbelievable. I love that panel and that composition there, and like the bones being broken, and oh, man, it just looks so good. And then we come to this very simple perspective, shot, establishing shots. Very simple boxes and very simple forms, but it works. It speaks to what it's supposed to be. And then here comes Faust, beautifully drawn as always. I love that gesture right there, or that pose. I mean, you look at Tim Vigil and you can really see a lot of the things that are important to learning to become a figure artist. Like this, for instance. Look at that form of that tricep. I mean, it's such a beautiful boxy form that is so three-dimensional. That's what you want when you're drawing the tricep, or you're drawing any kind of muscle. That solid form of the deltoid into that solid form of the tricep into that bone of the arm. The bicep is, I mean, he's literally like he's drawing a cube and then he's kind of splitting it. It's unbelievable. I mean, he's doing it in parts, but that's why I kind of like a lot of people tell you to draw the arms as a cylinder. I think that's great to kind of start with. So like you start with a very simple gesture, then you move on to maybe cross contours to tell you where it's going. Then you use that cylinder, and then boom, you go in with that cube, and you just have so much form to it. It's unbelievable. Some people aren't into that very boxy form, but I am. Like I think about like John Romita Jr. being very good at that. Beautifully drawn faces, man. Just such a great comic. I love that. Like that leather is so well lit with white. It's so beautifully inked that it just reads as leather. It's just, I mean, the amount of research that he had to put in to draw this beautifully is insane. Now, the back muscles are interesting. So he has like the backbones and then sort of the muscles coming down. Sorry, I don't know if you could see that. But yeah, man, that looks so good. Looks so good. I love that drawing right there. Just such a solid drawing. Everything that he does locks. He must have been a fan of Bridgman. There's no way he wasn't. He must have studied Bridgman. I've heard him talk about Bern Hogarth, but I definitely think there's some Bridgman in his work as well, for sure. Like that overlapping of the arm muscles and his rib cage. I mean, the way he draws rib cages are insane. You know, you have that nice that like um that darkness under the rib cage to kind of like separate to let you know like it's one form and then a form is popping in there. Kind of like an action figure, if you will, or the shading was the word I was looking for. Just so much on the page here. Like it's just it's an insane page. You cannot have a Tim Vigil comic without an orgy, an insane orgy going on. Great pages. I love. I mean, look at that drawing. Like, look at the what is it God, what is it called? The back muscle. I'm like having total brain farts right now. And then sort of going in to that rib cage. I just man, I love these. I love these pages. And then this page. I absolutely love this drawing here, and the reason why I love it so much is because that gesture in the arm there, kind of going down, then it's coming up, and then it's going down for that arm. Like that's what you want to learn when you're learning figure drawing is like gesture, and because you need gesture everywhere because you want it to feel alive. You know, something that's solid has no life, and something that's moving has gesture. And it's just like boom, down, up. So like, sorry. So it's like that, and it's curved down, and then it's curved up, and then it's curved down again. Great stuff. I love that solid. You know how the arm is coming out there. You know, and those back muscles, and it's how it's like clicking right into the rib cage. You see that? Awesome stuff. I mean, you like I said, you can learn so much about figure drawing from Vigil. I mean, it's insane. And the other thing I've noticed about these comics is like Jack Kirby. That's very cool. The one thing that you notice about these comics is like you'll look through them and you'll find new stuff every time. It's just, I mean, Tim Vigil puts so much into that, into these pages. Look at that face. What a great face there. He's so good. He's so good at drawing like facial, like the face and the expressions. Then of course Faust comes in to save the day again, as usual. Faust has seen some shit, man. And then we finish it off with this page here. I mean, wow. Imagine going to the comic book shop and just picking this up and just like opening it up and just like seeing this and just seeing this great art here. I mean, this is stuff that like if this was a single piece, I'd be blown away. But yeah, great stuff as always. I mean, anytime you get a Faust comic, you're going to see some insane drawing. I mean, if you compare this to the stuff that was coming out at the time, I mean, this stuff is just absolutely insane. The amount of the craft that I mean, just the understanding that Vigil had of art. I mean, he's a master. There's just no question about it. He's just insanely good at drawing, and loves it. Like this is a guy who loves what he's doing. You can clearly tell he loves what he's doing, and he takes the time, and he does it at the highest level imaginable. I mean, he's insane. Yeah, absolutely insane artist, and you know, like I've said in the past, this is the guy that made me need to draw. And I mean, a lot of people would sort of like, I mean, if I was an artist, if I was a learning artist and I saw this kind of stuff, I would be, well, I am a learning artist, but if I was like a new learning artist, like somebody who's just starting, I'd be intimidated by this stuff, but I also would also, like, I would, my mind would be blown, you know, and I'd be like, man, I gotta draw like this. And, yeah, he's great. I mean, he's insane. I mean, just an unbelievable, like, artist. And, yeah, so that's Faust 9, issue 9. Um, I think I have 10 and 11, and then I have to hope that the complete edition comes to me in the mail at some point. Don't even know if that's going to come out. At this point, it's a bit shaky. I know it was supposed to come out as the day of. Actually, I think it was supposed to come out yesterday, but today's the 11th, so I thought it was supposed to come out yesterday, but who really knows what's going on with that? So my hope is that I can finish this entire series and sort of have it here for you guys to see. But yeah, we're going to continue covering Tim Vigil. At the end of the month, I have, and at the end of October, I have this idea of doing a Vigil week where we're going to cover not only Tim Vigil, but also Joe Vigil, which I'm very excited about. But I need that Faust book to come. If not, I'll figure something out to sort of make up for that. But anyways, that is Faust Act 9. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And next Friday, we're going to be coming back with Act 10.